Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Komal Shekhawat, and in this video, I'm going to discuss the topic multicollinearity. So let's start with it. As you can see, I have already imported my data file in eviews. There are total 20 observations from time period 2000 to 2019 in my dataset. FL is the dependent variable and rest others are the independent variable in my dataset. So fertility rate, GDP, life expectancy, literacy rate, and unemployment. These are all the independent variables in my dataset. Please watch this video till end because in the entire video, I will be discussing step by step what is multicollinearity, why multicollinearity is a problem, how to detect multicollinearity, and how we can remove multicollinearity from our model. So let's start with it. So first of all, what is multicollinearity? See, multicollinearity refers to a situation in a multiple regression model where one or more independent variable can be expressed as a linear combination of some other independent variable. In simple terms, it means that if the degree of correlation between two independent variables is very high, in that case, there is a presence of multicollinearity in the dataset. Okay. Let's take a hypothetical example. Suppose there is a multiple regression model where y is a dependent variable and x1, x2, and x3 are three independent variables in the model and betas are the regression coefficients. Suppose two variables x2 and x3 can be expressed as a linear combination of one another. Let's say x2 can be written as x2 is equal to 100 plus 2x3, which is just a hypothetical example. So in that case, x2 and x3 are related with each other. So there are high chances that there is high degree of correlation between these two independent variables, this x2 and x3. So in that case, there may be presence of multicollinearity in this multiple regression model. Okay. Now, the next important question is why multicollinearity is a problem. See, if there is a high degree of correlation between two independent variables, then this will result in high standard errors, and high standard errors will lead to low t statistics or low t ratios, and ultimately low t statistics will lead to high p values. And if the probability values or p values are very high in the regression model, then the regression coefficients will become insignificant, or the regression coefficients might bear wrong signs. So in that case, ultimately, the regression coefficients of the model will report wrong results, which may not be the case in reality. Okay. Moreover, regression results become very sensitive to even small changes in data if there is a presence of multicollinearity. So therefore, there is a need to detect multicollinearity. In the literature, there are various methods to detect multicollinearity. So I will be discussing two methods. One is high pairwise correlation coefficient and the other one is variance inflation factor, VIF, which can also be calculated as 1 divided by 1 minus R square. So literature states that if the variance inflation factor is very high, in that case, there is a presence of multicollinearity in the model. So once we have detected multicollinearity, the final step is to remove the problem of multicollinearity. Okay. So there are various ways in which you can remove or solve the problem of multicollinearity in your regression model. So these all methods are listed here. One of the way is either you can drop one of the variable from your multiple regression model if that variable is not very much important for your study, or you can transform your entire model by taking logs. Okay, so you can convert your multiple regression model in a logarithmic format, or you can transform some of the variables if possible. Okay, or you can acquire additional data or a new sample so as to remove the problem of multicollinearity. So either you can increase the time period or acquire some additional information on your dataset. And lastly, if none of the above solves the problem, then you can do ridge regression or use principal component analysis to solve the problem of multicollinearity. Even if after using all these methods, you are not able to remove multicollinearity from your regression model, then in that case, theoretically, it is advised that you can continue with your model, because even if there is a presence of multicollinearity in the model, it still satisfies the blue property, that is best linear unbiased estimators. So you can proceed with that. So now let's have a look how we can detect multicollinearity in eviews and how to solve the problem of multicollinearity. So this is my eviews file. Okay. So I will be using two methods. The first one is correlation. So if there is high degree of correlation between two independent variables, then there is a presence of multicollinearity. Okay. So you have to select all your variables. First, the dependent variable followed by all the independent variables, and open these as group. So as you can see, this is the data file. Now go to quick group statistics and correlations. So these are all the variables in the model, and click OK. So at first glance, we can see that the correlation value between fertility rate and life expectancy is minus 0.88, which is quite high. Moreover, the correlation between literacy rate and life expectancy is also high, which is 0.89. So we can conclude here that there is a high degree of correlation between fertility rate and life expectancy, and life expectancy and literacy rate. Okay, so we can state that there might be presence of multicollinearity in the dataset. Okay, so this is one way of checking or detecting whether there is multicollinearity in the model or not. The other method is to find out the variance inflation factor. Okay, so to calculate VIF, we need to first run the regression. So select all the variables. First, the dependent variable, followed by all the independent variables, and open this as equation. So you can see the equation is here, wherein FLFP is the dependent variable, so it should be at first. Okay, and rest others are the independent variables, and C here is the constant. Now click OK. So these are the regression results. The regression coefficients are obtained. Now we have to detect whether there is multicollinearity in the model or not. So for that, go to View, then Coefficient Diagnostics, and choose Variance Inflation Factors. Now here you can see the results shows three columns: coefficient variance, uncentered VIF, and centered VIF. So for multicollinearity, you have to report the results of centered VIF. Here you can see the centered VIF value for all these variables So for life expectancy, it is 35.69, whereas the VIF value should be less than 10. If it is greater than 10, then there is a presence of multicollinearity in the model. Although for rest of the variables, it is quite less than 10. Okay, so this is we have confirmed that there is a presence of multicollinearity in the model using both VIF test and correlation by finding out the correlation between all these variables. Okay, now the question is how we can remove this problem. So as I already told a few seconds ago that there are various ways. Okay, you can either transform the model by taking logs, or you can drop one of the variable, or you can use ridge regression or principal component analysis. So what I will do, since I figured out that life expectancy, fertility rate and literacy rate had high degree of correlation between them. So what I will do, I will drop life expectancy variable from my model. Okay. So let's have a look how the results change if I drop one of the variable from the model. So now select your dependent variable followed by all the independent variables. Okay, and I have dropped the variable life expectancy. Now open these as equation. Okay, now run the regression model without including life expectancy independent variable. Now click OK. So these are the regression results. Now I need to check whether there is still a presence of multicollinearity or not. So I will go to view. Now go to coefficient diagnostic and select variance inflation factors. Okay. Now you can see the results for centered VIF. Here the results shows that for all the variables the VIF value is less than 10. It means that there is no presence of multicollinearity in the model. So we have successfully removed multicollinearity, and now the regression model is free from multicollinearity. Okay, so following these steps, you can run the regression model and find out whether there is multicollinearity or not in your regression model, and if there is a presence of multicollinearity, then following these methods, you can remove multicollinearity. I hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Also, please click on the subscribe button so that you can catch up with the following videos. Thank you very much.